All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 355 cop stories. All my stuff, they run from 3 to 7 minutes, depending on the stories. Covers everything: gangs, vice, patrol, narcotics. A lot of gross ones. Look them up. They're all my babies. I love them all. Okay, we're going to a new segment now, and it's question and answer. You send me questions, and I'll answer them about police work. And to get to me, get on this site, okay? It's rsbcopstories@gmail.com, okay? Go in there, ask me a question. I'll put it on the air here, on tape, or I'll say, if it's really you want me to a big answer, I'll type back to you. I mean, I can type even those couple fingers. I can do it. Okay. So we have here's the next question someone asked, and I'm going to try to answer it. Okay, go ahead.
What has evolved in the last 30 years in regard to weapons and armament?
Okay, it's an interesting question because there's a lot of moving parts here, and now I can relax and tell you how it started. I'll tell you about my career, how it started. Okay, I came on in '71. Okay, and prior to that, our department was using weapons basically post World War II. Basically, you watch all these old movies and police in LA area, whatever, and what do they pull out? They pull out a 4-inch 38 special, and I believe some of the pilots in World War II were actually carrying them. Okay, so those are the guns they're handing out all the way through the 50s, 60s, and then we're given our weapon. It's not ours. It's owned by the police. Okay. The department owns the weapon. Well, the city owns the weapon, and we use it. And then when we retire, we can buy it back. And most guys do. And then they put it in a box with all your awards and stuff. So it's kind of a memento because you carried it the whole time. Okay, it's a 4-inch 38 revolver. The ammo hasn't changed since the 1940s. It's a ball ammo. A friend of mine just said, he reminded me, it's a special plus P bullet, which is made for police officers. It's got a little extra, push to it than the normal, plinking target 38s. It's not hollow point, just lead. Okay, no, nothing higher than it, nothing more upgraded on the lead than shooting paper targets. Okay, unfortunately, we have to shoot humans, and we're trying to return fire when they're shooting at us. Okay, that was okay in the 40s and 50s, and maybe even the early 60s when everybody had revolvers and we're all pretty much equal. Okay, so when I graduated, I got a 38 4-inch. Very strict about the ammo used. We used to get inspected every other night, a roll call, look at the guns, look at the ammo, because guys were trying to sneak in bullets. Hotter bullets, hollow points and all that. And you get caught with that, it's just a day without pay. Oh, I just had a little bit of a light. What, are you sure my camera's okay? Still rolling? Okay, good. It's raining outside, so we don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, so that's what we had. Okay, and you learn all those things. But I think to this day, 30, 40, some years later, the best weapon we had then and we have now, believe it or not, is the shotgun. Okay, that hasn't changed in weapon. The models have changed. I think we're in this third brand. But what's nice about the shotguns, I'm getting off on a little tangent, well maybe not, is you don't have to aim, okay? Because the shotgun shoots out pellets. I think it's a dozen black pellets about that big around, stuffed in a canister, coming out Mach 3. It's a magnum load. This is not you shoot with birds or pheasants. These are what I call earlier in my videos. These are people killers, okay? These are stop people. Dozen pellets coming out at Mach 3, come out like where my hand is, and as they come out, they go like this, okay, and they spread, and they're hauling butt, okay, and I know they said one pellet will if it goes hit your torso, will probably go almost through your body. Hit your head, it'll go into your skull, won't come out the back, which is good for the officers because it's going to roll around in there, okay. Very powerful. Those days, very powerful. Today, is to use the same ammo, Magnum, double-aught buck, 12 gauge. They use them today. That tells you how good that weapon is. It's very good. We had a pump action one. They went from that to another brand, but they're all basically pump action. The reason why they wanted pump action is because it's a safety device. They wanted to make sure when we carried our shotguns that there was nothing in the chamber. So when we get out of the car on a hot call, robbery in progress, shots fired, as we come out of the car, then we jack one in. And I'll tell you right now, another little side thing here, you got a major group of people, and you get out of that car with that shotgun, and you rack one in the chamber, people can hear that. Their ears go up. They look around. They say, "Oh, here's a shotgun." Okay, and I see that hundreds of times. I say hundreds, but I've seen it probably 70 or 80 times in my career. Jumping out of that car with that shotgun and jack one in the chamber. Woo! It's like that. What is that? Okay, they know what it is. Okay, I think that's the most effective one. Okay, so anyway, that's what I carried. What we did in law enforcement when I first came on. Okay, I'm going to go on with several side notes here because this is a lot of stuff going, a lot of moving parts here. Okay, 2 or 3 years on the job, nothing changed. We go to training classes, and we had brass that would come out, and this is a chief that did not want to change the ammo. Okay, he was more concerned about us wearing our hats on hot calls, which was stupid. Okay, people making personnel complaints because my handcuffs are too tight. okay, or ammo. He didn't want to talk about ammo. So we'd have a training day with 35 guys in a room, and some commander would come in and say, yeah, I want to talk to my troops, and the chief wants me to come down and talk to you guys, but I'm not going to talk about three things: hats, ammo, and personnel complaints. Well, that's all we care about. We don't care about what color our police cars are or all that. So somebody in the back, I was a young guy then, I had about 2 years on, some old timer in the back goes in, why in the F are you here? Whoa, everybody just gets quiet. He got up and left. And the instructor's going, that's a terrible thing to say, disrespectfully go, hey, he doesn't want to talk about what we care about. So what good is he? And everybody's going, yeah, what good is he? And the instructors are policemen, they're thinking, yeah, you're right. So you don't want to talk about ammo. They don't want to talk about it. Not even just discuss it, because they were fixated on, we got plenty of ammo. We don't want any bullets to go through walls, like other agencies with Magnum guns, the 3% Magnums, going through walls. We're an urban police department. Well, okay, that's fine in theory. But all the agencies around us have the same housing tracts. And why are they carrying 45 autos and hollow points and all this other stuff? Because they did not want it. There were political stuff going on. The local newspaper didn't want it. They're swayed by them. The ACLU. All these people want to walk off into the sunset with the unicorns and stuff. Okay, it's not worked that way. Okay, politics. Okay, so now, Bobby, mid-70s, we get a miracle. We get bulletproof vests. Okay, great. Okay, Kevlar, heavy, inch thick, plastic lined. You got to wear them underneath your uniform on top of your t-shirts. This is California. It's hot from frickin' March to October. Okay, so every time you had to shift, you took off your vest, it was drenched. You took off your t-shirt, you were soaked, and your body had this weird complexion on the skin because for 8 hours you had plastic sitting on your t-shirt, sweating. I had the top layer of my skin, you could almost roll it off, because that's what happened. The back too. Okay. Another side note: had that vest on for a couple months. Went to the beach with my wife and daughters. I got sunburned. Had to go to the hospital because I got sunburned right here. And the doctor goes, I was itching really bad. That's why I went to the hospital. I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm itching so bad I have to hold my chest. I'm shaking. I go to see the doctor. He goes, where does it hurt? I go, right here. He goes, what? How could it be right there? You got burnt more here and here, and And I told him what I did for a living. He goes, oh my gosh. He started to look at my skin. He goes, well, the first layer of your skin's gone. Okay, so give me a shot or anything else. So that tells you how really old-fashioned and old these vests are. Since then, they've lost about half their weight. They're thinner, they're more porous, and they can breathe a little bit better. So we got that in the 70s. Okay. Then they decided that we can carry 6-inch weapons. Same 38, but 6-inch. Got a new chief in. That's what all this thing changed when a new chief came in. Very aggressive. They called him a dictator, of course. The liberals don't like him because he defended the troops, defended the shootings, and gave us the vest and then 6-inch weaponry, and then here comes the miracle bullet. He gave us hollow points. Oh my gosh, hollow points been out forever. Every agency has it but us, and we finally got those things. Okay, that's like in the mid to late 70s. So the hallelujah, here it comes. Okay, so prior to that, we were hearing stories, I said in one of our other videos, about bullets, bouncing off people. Believe it or not, the old lead ammo. Okay, I had a partner. I didn't do this in one of my stories because it's not my story; it's his story. He was coming to working Vice. He's in a Mustang, a 65 Mustang that he completely tricked out, like the original. He's sitting in a car. He's in Hollywood, coming to work. He's working Vice, and some guy runs up and puts a gun in his face. I want your car. I want your car. Okay. Well, he kept his gun between the bucket seat and the console. The center thing, whatever console, right? Okay, in his holster. So he kind of went, okay. So he goes like this. The guy opens the door. He reaches down with a 38, 4-inch revolver with lead, and puts 3 in the 10 ring within about 3 feet away. Boom, 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 right in the chest. And the guy backs up, staggers around, fires a couple rounds over his head. He ducks down, and he tells me a joke because he's a black guy. And he says, can you imagine people around there seeing a black guy get out of a car, firing bullets, and they're at a white guy, and the white guy shooting back at the black guy, and people don't know who's the bad guy. Is it my partner or is it this guy? He said, I thought I was going to get shot by some citizen thinking that I'm a bad guy, and I'm yelling the whole time, police. Well, they're not going to hear that. People have tunnel vision. So that was pretty funny. He was a pretty good guy. He went to a special unit and stuff. Anyway, good guy. Oh, my gosh. So, people are seeing this. They call the police because, we didn't have cell phones there and anything. And so the suspect runs around trying to shoot back at him, and he's ducking behind the hood. The guy's running. He puts 2 more, and now he's out. I think he said he missed a couple. He's out of ammo, so he reached in his pocket. He carried a little loader, and he said I had to bob up and down because the guy's running, but gotta make sure he's not going to turn around, dumping his bullets, then reloading. By feel. We teach that. They teach us that. We practice that. He said, now I'm lock and load. I'm going, baby. Once I got 6 more, I'm going. Well, that's another problem with revolvers is you only get 6 and you got to reload. Good reloader will take you about 3 seconds. Well, that's a long time. 1001, 1002, 1003. It's a long time. Okay, maybe 4. Anyway, so naturally the cops are responding. Okay, so the guy's running, lose sight of him, so he runs back to his car. About that time, here come the police. Well, they thought he was a suspect. You got men with guns, one male black. So naturally they throw him out, and he's yelling the whole time, "I'm a cop, I'm a cop." Well, they come up there and cuff him, but they took the gun away he had in his hand because he put the gun down. He's yelling this and that. Well, a citizen's not going to give out a police description like he did. He told me later. I'm laying there going, suspect's wearing this. He's running eastbound through the house. And the cops are thinking, this is a cop. Who's going to give this kind of description? So they get him up, get his ID. He's fine. They brush him off. Sorry, that's okay. It's okay. Go get the guy. So everybody spreads out looking for the guy. Well, they found him like 3 blocks away, still alive, bleeding. That's how bad the ammo is. Okay, he died en route to the hospital like 15 minutes after he shot him with 3. He actually hit him 4 times. 3 here and 1 in the back. Yeah, he missed. I think he missed 2. Okay, this is crazy. And the whole time he's shooting back at you. We need bullets that, once you hit a couple of shots into him, take him out, man. Okay? Anyway, that's his story. I'm just telling you what he told me. That's why I didn't put it on my Real Cop Story. That's his story. But because he shows up, we had to go out and help him. They called and we went out, take him back to the station, had to babysit him while he was being interviewed by the shooting team. And he's a really good guy, funny guy. But anyway, so a horrible thing. Okay? So anyway, so getting back on track here. So hollow points helped. Okay, so now we have hollow points. Going to the 80s, okay? Bullets are the same, hollow points, guns are the same. The only people that was accepted those guns was, obviously, SWAT. Okay, SWAT got donated from the military, AR-15s, and they got 45 weapons donated from the military. Highly inaccurate, because they're old. Okay, they're just basically discards from the military. So they had to work on them because they wanted these guns really bad, so they made them work. Okay, this is not getting a new gun out of a box. They're getting used guns, which is better than nothing, I guess. Okay, which is they're happy with that. Okay, so they got that, and so whenever there was a SWAT call-outs, they were going to that. Okay, so anyway, so now you get into the 80s. Okay, remember all these years, just a 38, 6-inch or 4-inch. SWAT has the automatic weapons only. Okay, now in the meantime, you had another chief come in, took over this what they call a Gestapo chief. We got a really nice minority chief that the public and the news media loved, and the cops hated him. Okay, he was an equal opportunity offender. He didn't care if you were black, white, Mexican, or whatever. He was horrible. He came up with a discipline system that still to this day they're trying to dismantle it. Ruined the lives of a lot of potential officers. I personally had some squad members when I became a D3. He was still the chief that finished their probation on our department and then left because the chief was so bad. Okay, we were losing people left and right. Okay, because of this idiot. And he's the one that said the 38s are just fine. I'm not going to have some poor innocent citizen get a hollow point upside of their head. Well, sure, nobody wants that. We're not trying we're not going to try to have freewheeling. They just shoot everybody on sight. We just want to stop the guy before we put 3 bullets into him and he's still shooting at us. Our policy is shoot to stop, not shoot to kill. People forget that. Most departments, 99% of the departments across the country have that policy written in stone. You don't shoot him to kill. I don't shoot him out there and say, well, today we're going to shoot to kill. No, you don't. No, you don't. If he's shooting at citizens, if he's raping a woman, if he's got a knife to someone's neck, you are shooting him to stop him. And if it takes to kill him, that's what it takes. But you're trying to stop him. If you shoot a couple bullets and he stops what he's doing, you're not going to pump 6 more shots into him. Some officers have, unfortunately, but you don't have to do that. Okay? All right, fine. Big event came out, though. Huge. Was the North Hollywood shootout. Okay, that changed a lot of things. Okay? A lot of things. Especially in law enforcement. It changes almost everything overnight. Okay? Because, again, the public will dictate and will pressure things to change if they see something's really wrong. And in that particular shooting, live on TV, guys, at that... Oh, let me back up. Prior to that shooting, we were approved 9mm. I got on my side. I got to get my sidetracker. Sorry about that. To get ahead of myself. 9mm were approved. Okay, took a finagling to get that. Trust me. But that was right before the new chief came in, the touchy-feely chief. This is when the hard-nosed chief was there, and he thought maybe we should have at least an automatic weapon. Okay. So I'm going to stop here for a second because I'm running out of tape. I'm rambling here, and we'll continue on in a second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay. Oh, I got 2 more minutes. Okay, she's going to give me a prompt here. Okay, so now they have 9mm. Okay, so pretty good because you can drop the clip, reload in about a second and a half. Good to go. You change your rearming by at least you increased it by 200%. Okay. And the bullets are pretty good. They were pretty accurate. The weapons are accurate and all that good stuff. Okay. Okay, so we went to that. Okay, and successful shootings. Bullets weren't bouncing off people, and they're pretty good. Could be better. Okay, but pretty good. Because you can remember now, a 9mm is just an international measurement. It's pretty much a 38 bullet. Okay, same diameter of the weapon and pretty much almost the same length. Okay, so now we're into 9mm. Now comes North Hollywood shootout. Now, if you recall, just briefly, two guys, heavily armored, armament on, AR-15s, drum barrels with 100 rounds ammunition, and they go in to rob the Bank of America, okay, North Hollywood, okay. Call went out, robbery, some officers saw them, people reported it, so they're surrounding the place. They're carrying 9mm and shotguns. Okay, one thing about shotguns is it's not a long-range weapon because it's pellets. Okay, birdshot or large-scale magnum lows like we carry, it's still birdshot. Okay, so I'm told I'm going to stop here for a minute. And I'll come right back to the North Hollywood shootout. Okay, and just go to part 2. This will be part 1. We'll label it and go to part 2 when we get back. Bye bye.